Welcome back to Black News Tonight. State officials in Virginia are searching to find a 134-year-old time capsule, originally believed to be buried under the statue of General Robert E. Lee. The dismantled Confederate monument was erected in 1890. That was 25 years after the Civil War and removed from Richmond on Wednesday. Workers at the site planted a new time capsule there, one that Virginia Governor Ralph Northam said reflects, quote, who we are as a people in 2021. Now, among the items in the new capsule are an expired vial of COVID-19 vaccine and a Black Lives Matter sticker. Meanwhile, Donald Trump spoke out against taking down the statue that once towered over the site and added that General Lee, if alive today, would have won the war in Afghanistan. Joining me now to discuss is Dr. Khalil Gibran Muhammad. He is Ford Foundation Professor of History, Race, and Public Policy at the Harvard Kennedy School and the co-host of the brand new podcast, Some of My Best Friends Are... Welcome to the show, sir. First of all, I'm not a historian, you are. But to my knowledge, Robert E. Lee, I can't say whether he'd win Afghanistan or not, but the man didn't win like Virginia. He lost Gettysburg. I mean, I don't know. It seems to me Afghanistan might be a tall climb for the man.
I think it's a tall climb for anybody. I think that's the lesson of Afghanistan. But, Trump traffics in alternative facts. So we shouldn't take his lead on this speculation.
That's fair. All right. Now, the removal of the Robert E. statue was part of a promise the governor of Virginia made after last year's Black Lives Matter protests. What do you make of the response?
Well, I think that when people are singing "Sha na na na, hey hey goodbye" in the midst of this removal, it says a lot about the support that was generated in the massive protests that took place last summer in the wake of the killing of George Floyd. This is sort of the end of a moment that has been part of a chapter of a larger movement that's been unfolding for about 10 years in the wake of various protests around state violence. And this Confederate monument problem for activists in the Richmond area and many other parts of the country has been a generational struggle. So this is really the culmination of the extreme convergence of activism around the Floyd death and the long-standing, enduring work of local activists in the Richmond area and other places to remove these symbols of hatred and the treasonous behavior of the Confederacy during the Civil War.
Now, many people are applauding the public joy about the removal of the statue and saying this represents a change in America's values. This proves that America's turned a corner. What do you make of that analysis?
Well, I think that, symbols do matter, and victories are hard won, even with symbolic representation. I don't remember the first time that I learned that Virginia and other southern states celebrated Robert E. Lee and Martin Luther King holidays at the same time. But what an affront. In a way that to me always seemed completely outrageous. Now, granted, I'm like third generation Chicago born. And so sort of living with that just seemed a bit of an absurdity. I literally remember taking my children to Richmond, Virginia for a family wedding years ago. They were as young as 5 years old. And I drove down Monument Boulevard for the first time, Monument Avenue, and I just couldn't believe what I was seeing. I just hadn't seen it like that. So I think that we have to take stock of this moment, the symbolism being removed, and then we have to do the additional work to dismantle structural racism.
Absolutely. Governor Northam also called the statue and others like it symbols of hate. Now, there are people out there who push back and say it's not hateful. It represents pride in their cultural heritage, whether it's the statue, whether it's the Confederate flag. How do you take up that argument? How do you respond to that argument?
Well, it is a pride, a hateful pride in white supremacy. So you can have it both ways. I mean, literally, you can have a heritage appreciation and be on the side of the Confederacy. I mean, a long time ago, say 15, 20 years ago, there was, a bit of a mythology or mythos that the old Confederacy finally had been purged from the American consciousness because generations of old school white racists who were animated by the civil rights movement had finally kicked Okay. But as we now know, race produced generation after generation. The kind of tiki torch white supremacist mob that descended on Charlottesville, Virginia in 2017 in the wake of Trump's election reminds us that young people can also be racist. So we really do have to recognize the relationship of these symbols of hatred as a kind of um, as a kind of generational inheritance. And we're not gonna lose people just because these symbols go down. We're gonna gain allies in the struggle because people are socialized to be anti-racist or socialized to believe in egalitarian society.
Now, I'm trying to make sense of these Confederate symbols and how they even got installed in our public spaces in the first place. How do you end up with these statues and these flags and these other things? When did they
Yeah,
emerge and why?
it's a great question. Great question, Mark. So the Robert E. Lee statue is one of the largest in the country, and of course, Richmond was the capital of the Confederacy, and he was the overall commander of the Confederate Army, and more particularly led the Army of Northern Virginia. So Richmond really is, in some ways, the heart of it all. The Daughters of the Confederacy organized right around the 25-year anniversary of the Civil War as a way to pass on the inheritance to young people, to their own children, so that they would not forget their grandfathers who had fought in the Civil War. They wanted those children to grow up knowing the heroic sacrifices that those men had made to defend the institution of slavery. And therefore, these monuments went up then. And interestingly, you can mark significant milestones in racial progress with a new round of Confederate monuments. So around the 1920s, as African Americans made their way to northern cities, and then later in the Civil Rights Movement. So from the Great Migration to the Civil Rights Movement, those are the second and third major building moments for Confederate monuments. They have always been a response to efforts by Black people to push further for racial progress and a remembrance of the so-called heroism of those who fought against Black progress.
How do we, on the one hand, tear down these monuments for all the reasons you've described, right? To get rid of to get rid of the symbolism of violence, to make not have these kind of spectacles of white supremacy all over our public sphere. I get why we'd want to take them down, but what about the fact that America, like many Western nations, has an impulse of erasure? They want to forget that stuff ever happened. Is there a way that taking all this stuff down, throwing it in the attic, as it were, makes us forgetful about our racial past, makes it easy to forget that this nation was birthed in white supremacy? Is there a way to thread that needle where we can take this stuff down, but also hold ourselves accountable both in our public imagination, but also in terms of whether museum culture, whether in newspapers, film? Like, how do we hold tight to this stuff in some way?
Yeah, so Mayor LeVar Story, who visited my classroom a couple of years ago at the Kennedy School, when he really talked about his commitment to removing these monuments, took a page from Brian Stevenson's book in terms of creating new monuments to the remembrance of the racial terror and at the same time the resistance and agency of those who fought against it. It's not to say that our history doesn't deserve to be monumentalized. It's just we were monumentalizing the wrong history. And so we can also borrow, like Brian Stevenson did, who's done this work with the National Peace and Justice Memorial in Montgomery, Alabama. He borrowed from Berlin in Germany. I visited there a couple of times and spent a lot of time looking at the Holocaust memorials and the markers on the streets that represent the families of Jews who were literally taken from their homes and put on trains to go to concentration camps and later killed in a genocide. So we have the tools we need to remember the history that is important to shaping a future that is different than our past.
Wow, those are powerful words. Khalil, thank you so much for joining me on Black News tonight. Brilliant as always. Everybody, stay with me here. The political fallout continues to unfold around the globe, specifically following a coup in West Africa. An update on what's happening in Guinea is coming up next. September 11th, 20 years later. Join Black News Channel this Saturday as we remember the tragedy, honor our fallen, and reflect on the impact we all still live with to this day. September 11th, 20 years later, Our special coverage begins this Saturday at 8 a.m. Eastern, only on BNC.